Alright, spoilers. If you don't even know what's going on, please skip the video, my dudes. There will be plenty of other content coming soon for your viewing pleasure that's not full of spoilers. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you all grinding well in Warframe. Now, as you guys requested based on a poll that ran a few days ago, I am supposed to attempt a full-on R4P3 on this flydolon in the fastest and easiest way possible. So let's gear up, cause it is R4P3 time. This whole new boss fight, in a word, is clunky, or messy, or clumsy, something along those lines. And I'm not even talking about the bugs. Sure, the mission has a few bugs here and there, which is sort of to be expected since it is brand spanking new content, but I will share more of my personal feedback and opinion on the second half of this video. Soloing this boss is easy. It may be a little tedious, but after a few rounds of practice, you'll be doing 5-minute runs or even less without too much effort. You can virtually use any frame for fighting the flydolon, which at this point I've seen several nicknames, including Ropalolyst, Hexenon, and Ropalolyst. Wait, no. Anyways, all you gotta keep in mind is survivability. Not necessarily god tier undying frame builds, but something like a rhino with iron skin should get the job done. You can also try applying extra cheese to this boss fight with a Loki or Valkyr. Although with Loki, I think the lasers will still track you. Need to check after the latest hotfix. You can copy my Umbral build on Sandboy here. He can still die to the insta-kill lasers, mind you, especially if you get procced with viral from the nearby enemies, but he'll live most of the time. Also because I wanted to show off to these trespassers who come to this place, who think they are gods. I've found that it's best to get the fight done in a sequential manner, meaning a strict line of steps that you should follow. If you don't follow the sequence, or maybe you messed up one of the steps, then you'll probably get insta-killed by those massively unsurprising insta-kill lasers. That or bugs. So basically what you want to do as soon as the flydolon intro ends is head straight for one of the 3 nearby tower generators, dodge some lasers on your way, and proceed to play a game of tightrope with the boss. Once you reach the end, the flydolon will take off, and depending on how you jump off of the cable, there will be a counter asking you to press X to grab onto the thing. Do not do that for now. Just land on the platform and immediately switch into operator mode and fire away at the flydolon's shields. This is the amp I'm using, basically a Ropalolyst prism. You can use a Ron prism, but this one deals a massive amount of crits, especially with Virtuous Strike equipped. If you're fast, you may be able to strip the flydolon's shields just before it fires its, well, let's call it the Hyper Beam. Do not get into the Hyper Beam's line of fire. Why would you do that? Are you mad? Do you know what Hyper Beam does? Make sure to hide behind the generator while the flydolon fires away so that it gets a full charge from that Hyper Beam. Once the flydolon cools down, now is your chance to bullet jump onto it and ride it with full pleasure. Steer it towards the charged generator and you will be thrown back onto the arena's center platform. A small cutscene will play, and as soon as it ends, go into void mode with your operator, because I find that there's not enough time to dodge the flydolon's lasers at this point. It's kinda dumb, I know. What you want to do now is lure the flydolon towards the center, stun it for a few seconds, and then quickly trigger your own Hyper Beam by using the nearby terminal. To stun the flydolon, you will have to aim at the 2 Synovias which are located on its back. This may be tricky for some weapons, but with a catch boon, you can just go ahead and fire from the front, or any direction for that matter. It will still shred those Synovias thanks to the innate punch through. This is the build I got on the catch boon. Just a full-on radiation will be more than enough. And yes, even the non-prime variants for some of these mods like primed heated charge will be plenty good for this fight. Once you've fired at the flydolon, immediately move on to the next generator and repeat the whole process for another couple of times. In the last stage, the flydolon can be damaged normally without having to aim at any specific point on its body, so it's even easier. Once it starts dying, switch into operator mode to ignore all the dumb sentients. I mean, you can feel free to kill them for mods and stuff, but otherwise, just spread cheese all the way. In total, it'll take you about 5 minutes. My best run was 5 minutes and 20 seconds. Mind you, it'll take you about 2 minutes just to get to the boss arena. So if you can speed that up with focus skills like Mind Sprint, then you can really cut down the time it takes to solo this rather trivial boss fight. Right, now for the second half, what do I think of this boss fight? Well, let's start off with the fact that I'm kinda disappointed with how their Ropalolyst looks. I mean, from the dev streams and pictures, I imagined it to be a lot bigger. More like dragon-sized, you know? Dark Souls stuff. Not exactly, of course, but you kinda get the idea. Instead, we got what I'd liken to a sentient chicken with a really weird head. No, really, with all the noise it makes and how dumb it really is intellectually, with just insta-kill lasers going for it, I feel pretty comfortable with referring to it as a sentient chicken. A really big chicken that you get to fry multiple times. So fighting the sentient chicken, is it or was it fun? I don't want to be super critical because I feel that may be unfair to the devs. They tried hard to make the deadline after some delays. A lot of the players did smash the whole thing as a lazy ass effort to implement a boss fight with little to no bug or AI testing. I personally feel that there's probably a lot of thought and effort gone into this. Some players did enjoy the boss fight, you know. I've read them saying it's the best boss fight they've ever played in this game. But I kinda get the feeling that there are low MR or fairly new players. I don't know, you guys know better. I'd appreciate it if you can share your thoughts down in the comments below. Not trying to be an elitist or anything by implying that only low MR players may enjoy this fight. I mean, you have to complete the Chimera prologue quest, so you're probably gonna be like mastery rank 8 or 10 at least. Maybe it's just me. I kind of expected and prepared myself for another Profit Taker, if you know what I mean. Something that tests the weapons and warframes that slightly more experienced players like myself have worked hard for. And it's kinda funny cause back when the Profit Taker released, I was super critical towards it. But after countless runs, I can now do the thing myself in 4 minutes or so. In the case of the flydolon and really all of the new content, including the new game mode, a friggin' secondary seems to get the job done in almost too easy a fashion. Yes, I know the catch boon is OP, maybe the problem lies in that, but I don't want to risk getting massacred in public for even implying a nerf on that thing. So I'll just conclude here and count on you guys to continue the discussion down in the comments below. Do you like this boss or no? Why? Feel free to leave as many walls of text as you like. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.